It's funny how it stops like that on its own. Nobody's touching the phone and the recording just stops because it feels like it. Let's see. We're running into any gangstalkers? We shall see. They're everywhere in Patton, so chances are high that I'm gonna run into some piece of shit gangstalkers here. Maybe like somebody that might happen to be sitting right in front of Warfields right now as we speak. Right whenever I go to pick up my daughter, no, they fucking run away. Run away! There they go, they just fucking pulled out as soon as I said that. That's funny. There's this kid, I wonder, watch, he's gonna pull his cell phone out of his pocket now. Let's just make it a little bit more, make it a little harder for somebody. There we go. Right there looks good. That looks good. Dodge Neon. I wonder, that couldn't be Rick Rushnock, could it? The Dodge Neon that fucking followed me from the apartments that after they sat there and pretended to change his tie rod end on his car in the middle of a snowstorm at 11:30 at night in his bare hands without a jack. Just the stupidest excuse you can use in the world, just to, you know, I find him crouched down beside his car and, you know, and I said out loud, I was like this idiot over here thinks I don't see him hiding beside his car, and boom, his head pops up. And I was like, oh, what are you doing, you know? It's changing his tie rod end, he said, or fixing his tie rod end. I mean, you can't make up, you gotta come up with better excuses than that. Come on, fixing your tie rod end. It's 11:30 at night, in the middle of a snowstorm, and you're in front of my apartment at the time, which I'd never seen him there before or after, parked directly in the center, obviously, and so I have a video of it. and then he kneels down on both sides of the car, as a matter of fact. Because whenever little Ed Litzinger was pulling into the parking lot to gangstalk me as well, Rick didn't know who it was, so he knelt down beside the driver's side of the car, and then I come around the corner with my dog, being followed by a gangstalker. Who's followed me everywhere, every step, whenever I came around the building, and that'd be Ryan. He used to be the maintenance guy at the apartments up there. And it's funny how they fired him a week after he told me some shit about the apartment beside me that they were using as like surveillance. There's nobody in it for like a year, you know. But then they have to break into my house and arrest me at gunpoint, rather than just talk to me. I couldn't get a hold of the fucking landlord to save my life, and I have that fucking evidence of that too. And I hadn't talked to her in 6 months, and I didn't renew my lease, and I wasn't able to because every time I go to talk to her, she would fucking go avoid me. I mean, it's sick what they do. They all get together and conspire against you. They didn't want me living in the apartments, I'll tell you that much. They really didn't want me living where I was living. On the 3rd floor of the 400 building at the Terrace Apartments. Just so happened I had a perfect view out my living room window at Travis Schilling's driveway there. You know, well, the road, right, you know, it goes right in front of his house. So there, I'm getting video recording of the chief of police's house. Which cars are coming and going? Okay, what cars are coming and going and when, who they are. So I feel like that's one of the main reasons why they did everything they did to get me out of there. Because they would fuck with my cameras, and then they totally hacked into my fucking my NVR. I had an NVR network video recorder, and recording the video, and I had it on 24/7 recording, so I had a big hard drive. And they would go in and they would fuck with the settings of my cameras, like stupid shit. Like change the day a day before, just so I'd be confused about the dates when I go look at the fucking videos. And stupid shit like that. Or they'd change the fucking colors on them so it looked like shit, you know. Just weird shit. And I only know this because I had to fucking learn a lot about it. Whenever they started doing this shit, I had to become fucking like a network expert. I didn't know a damn thing. I didn't even know what an IP address was. So, as I learned, I started seeing more and more shit. It just became way, way more apparent that there is some big fucking plan against me, because I'm so fucking threatening, let me tell you. And it's gotta be something big that I don't even know what it is, because they went to the extent of like they really didn't want me to have a gun. Really, really don't want me to have a gun, obviously. I mean, that's obvious. Real obvious. I don't have a record or anything at this point. I get, you know, buy my first firearm legally in 2020 in my name, get my license back and everything, and my life's starting to look up. And then then a series of interactions with Dillhole, Officer Dill of the Patton Police Department, which would transpire, a series of events, and they're all fucking bullshit. They lie through their teeth in the affidavits, their probable cause affidavit. Then I have docket sheets that just go, they disappear. They don't exist, like it never happened. They get deleted off of the public record. They put me on the news and on Facebook and slander my name and defamation of character and just try to destroy my reputation. And I have evidence of it. I back it all up. Well, then they just conveniently make shit disappear. Like it never happened. Even though you can literally see it. Exactly what happened with what I have documented. Clear as day. But they just make certain things disappear. I mean, there's a lot that just got deleted off my phone that I didn't fucking delete. And only the shit, the really compelling shit that makes sense, that people wouldn't be able to deny. You know, they watch a couple things and before you know it, their eyes are wide open and they're like, holy shit, you ain't lying. Holy shit, you're telling the truth. Yeah, no shit, motherfucker. I had no reason to lie about any of this. Not at all. Matter of fact, I just fucking took it straight up the ass for years. Just let Travis Schilling walk all over me and do all this illegal shit to me, and I just never. It's because I didn't know. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that all my rights were being violated, and I was being completely discriminated against by the one and only fucking protector I'm supposed to have in town. The one person that's supposed to protect my fucking freedom and my peace, you know, my constitutional rights. Oh, they just got trampled on, fucking trampled on. And it's amazing how this many people can all be on the same page doing the same thing, yet their results don't show that at all. The results just show how fucking inept they really are. if they're professionals and they can't manage to frame me right or to set me up right, that many people can't do it. Something's wrong. Something's really wrong. But they will. It just depends. It's certain individuals. They don't want to get implicated in something bigger, so they don't really know what they're doing. It's compartmentalized, micromanaged, so to speak. So the agenda is what I just said: to silence me, discredit me, destroy my reputation, shut me up, so to speak, right? But that's not the agenda. The people doing it. That's not what their agenda is. They don't know what the handler's agenda is. Okay, and the handler being Chief Travis Schilling, I give him credit. He's good. If he's able to get this many people to be accomplices in his little fucking harassment and suppression scheme. I mean, my son's traumatized over half of this shit. He sees this cop and wants to run, and I ask him why, and he said the only thing that can come to his head is the fucking incidents where Dillhole fucking busted my door in, no warrant, unannounced, never said a fucking word, just kept shoulder blocking the door. And here's the important part, and this is what I truly believe, that they wanted something way bigger to happen. Okay, because they know I carry a loaded pistol on my side. They know this. As a matter of fact, Officer Dillhole knows this for a fact, specifically, personally. He had already seen my concealed carry permit and handled my weapon in the parking lot of the terrace apartments. I just was, I think it was Street Theater. They set up this fucking thing where probation showed up one day in the parking lot, and I go out to find out what's going on, because I just learned a lot of my rights at this time, and I feel pretty empowered. So a bunch of probation in the parking lot, I'm gonna run out and ask them what the fuck's going on. As soon as I go outside, they couldn't fucking run away quicker. I swear to God, and I'm not used to this at this point. I walk out and I said, "Oh, what are you guys up to?" And she said, "Oh, don't worry, we're leaving." And she's like, heads straight for the car. They all do at the same time. Like, they know, like, I walk outside and boom, they all scatter. Okay? And you can't deny that shit. Sorry. They obviously know me. I don't know them, but they know me. And they jump in their fucking cars as fast as possible to pull out after they're standing there dicking around bullshitting. Just a coincidence that right when I walk out the door, they all try to scatter. So then I knocked on the window, or went up to the window of the nice blacked out Charger that they drive around and stalk me in. And he rolled the window down, and I gave him a police challenge coin that I had ordered online. I don't know why I just ordered 2 of them for some reason one day. I was getting my Army challenge coin ordered for myself, and I came across these cop ones, these police challenge coins. So they weren't too expensive, so I bought 2 of them, and they came in from Amazon, and I had them for I think a couple days before I opened the package up. One morning I opened it up and I chucked them in my pocket, and then it was shortly after that I see probation in the parking lot, and I go out, and so I just so happened to have these challenge coins in my pocket whenever I went up to his window and they're trying to run away. And he rolled the window down, and I tried to interact with him as much as I could. And they didn't have to run away. I didn't have I wasn't running out there with a camera recording them or anything. There's the cop right there. What do you know? but the camera probably was recording them from my security system or whatever, but I gave the one probation officer, the driver, I don't know if it was Dan Smith or not, he was there though, but I gave him one of those challenge coins. I said, "Here, I'm not a cop, but you guys, I said, It belongs more to you than it does to me. And then out the door comes Dill. As soon as I did that, then Dill comes out the door of the other building. And I didn't even see the cop car wasn't there. So I didn't even know that they were there. Here, he parked on the other side of the building and went in. And he proceeds to tell me exactly what just supposedly happened. He says, I'm sure you probably heard, right? Harboring a fugitive, he said. I said, no, I don't. How would I know? How would I hear? I just seen them outside, so I went out to ask what was going on. But then he tells me about, who was harboring a fugitive and who the fugitive was and how long they were hiding him for and everything else, and that they arrested her. And I started telling him about this targeting going on, this gang stalking, targeting. I told him about all of it. He either doesn't know anything about it or he played dumb, because he acted dumb. He might just not know anything about it. I even told him at the time to watch his back, because I felt like they were going to use him as a scapegoat, Officer Dill. They were going to use him as a fall guy, because I was being vocal about the truth to more and more people about Travis Schilling filing a false police report about me and everything about them not following up on the people furnishing alcohol to a minor that bought my daughter alcohol. They didn't do anything about that. Whenever the 911 call was an assault, they didn't do anything about that either. And the neighbor's dog could attack me in front of 10 people, and I called to report it. And he plays a phone tag game with me and won't come knock on my door, but he's playing phone tag like we just keep missing each other, and then literally pulls out right in front of me, because he lives across the street at the time. So you gotta remember and look at the big picture here. I got a camera on his fucking driveway, pretty much. No, not purposely or anything like that. I have no intent no intent at all of any harm or anything against anybody, for that matter. Even my worst enemy, I don't wish anything bad upon them. There's that fucking Mustang again, drove around the corner. That's 2 or 3 times now that they drove around the block here. Fucking gangstalkers. It's a nice Mustang though. So anyway, like I was saying, I have no ill will or ill intent towards anybody, but my camera, for my security, for my right, to be protected in my personal property. At the terrace apartments, you have to understand, it's when you got all these junkies fucking running around, heroin addicts coming in and out like they own the place, and the cops ain't doing anything about that. They don't fucking give 2 shits about that. And that's who half my gangstalkers are these people I've known my whole life, that every single one of them have gotten in trouble, right? Something that they didn't get in trouble for. They got in trouble or in some trouble. So it's real easy to see from my point of view. They use these people to their advantage, confidential informants. They either tell them they're going to help them out and reduce their charges, or I think half of them get paid, to be honest. I really do, because they do things to the extent where they have to be getting paid, because even if it's just to abide by the rules of probation or be a CI to work with them, right, for nothing, just to get your shit lowered. It's at one point you would hit a breaking point or a line, being like, nah, I'm not fucking being their slave, But some of the shit they do, I can't see how they're not getting paid to do it. Like standing out in the rain at 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning, Kent John standing out in the rain on his phone, hiding like beside the door at the 300 building of the terrace apartments. He's like up in the stone where you can't even get to unless you go over the railing. Like, it's not a regular area that he should be standing in. And it's 3 in the morning, and he kind of blending right in. There's the cop again, drove past me, of course. So Kent John kind of blended in, and I walk out, and I see somebody standing in the rain at 3 in the morning on their phone. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go ask, see what the fuck's going on. So me and Weezer, my dog, walked over straight towards him, and I had already had a history with Kent John now at this point, when they used him to try to provoke me. They literally tried to provoke me to pull my gun on him, to get me in trouble for that. I mean, I know it now, looking back on it, I realize it was what it was all about. But, so at this point, you know, Kent John, I don't get along with him very well. And he had heard he got in trouble, and they were using him to gangstalk the shit out of me. Like stupid fucking shit. Then I'm not gonna back down to anybody. I'm gonna call you out. You can't intimidate me. They try to, you know, I don't know what they tell their little heroin addict fucking minions that they have running around, because those idiots fucking, most of them I've known my whole life, and they have no reason or ill will towards me. That I can't see any reason they would do this to me. Maybe I'm missing something, but when there's nothing left, you know, all you can do is assume that what's left over must be the truth. You know, if you've eliminated every other apparent variable, you know, whatever's left over must be the truth. No, that's not 100% sound theory to go by, but it's common sense theory, you know what I mean? It's common sense. When there's no logical explanation for something, but there is one, you know, and that's all you're left with, that's all you got. You gotta take what, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And whenever, in my point of view, I can, without a doubt, unequivocally tell you that everything I'm telling you is 100% the truth. That I know. Now, I can only prove some of it, but I can absolutely prove some of it. It would blow your mind if you see the evidence I have. And so just enough that they would want to silence me even more, okay? That they realize that now they turned it into a whole big thing. Like, they don't want somebody to look in on their jobs and their life with a fine-tooth fucking comb. You know, they don't want somebody looking into every little aspect and investigating them, because they would find out that all the crimes that they commit on a daily basis. I mean, fuck, in my situation, he was just going out of his way to not help me or do anything for me or my family or my kids, to the point where I don't feel safe. I mean, I can tell you I don't feel safe. I'm not scared, but I don't feel safe at all. At all. When you have people follow you around everywhere you go, and there are people that are retired military or law enforcement, okay? I don't care who you are. I don't care if you work in those industries. Especially if you work in those industries, you're probably gonna feel not very safe if they're all collectively out to get you. Because they back the blue. They have each other's back, and I can respect that. I'm a veteran. I can respect that. I understand it better than most. You don't ever fucking rat on your buddy. You don't turn in your fucking battle buddy. So I can respect that. But you don't go out of your way. I'm sorry. You know what's right and you know what's wrong. You don't go out of your way and do this shit to somebody. It's just, I mean, it's against the law. It's highly illegal what they're doing. But at the same time, it's just wrong. Completely fucking wrong. If you have any argument to that, to try to say that it's not wrong, that everything about this is not wrong, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear an argument. And you won't hear anybody. There's a red light runner. You won't hear anybody fucking trying to argue this up or say anything about it. They won't breathe life into its existence because they know that if people knew the truth, if people really knew that these fucking sick fuckers do this to people, they don't, you know, their career would be ruined. They wouldn't be looked at the same, that's for damn sure. People would not feel safe with them being the people that's gonna protect and serve their community. The people that are supposed to have the most integrity. They have none. Fucking more than none. Or less than none, sorry. It didn't sound right. Yeah, no integrity. No integrity at all. It's just sick motherfuckers. So if there's a fire, right? And you have a fire, and the firemen come and put it out, they're heroes, right? Well, what if they were the ones that set the fucking fire to begin with? Okay? What if the firemen start a fire and then put it out? Now, and you knew that. Are they a fucking hero? Are they the same then? Or is it a little different at this point? Do you look at it like as, you know, they're not saving anybody when they're creating the problem to begin with?
Sorry, I got stuck doing the
I don't
coolers.
care. This is your
For what?
joining me.
Aw, Weezer.
Get
Move
in
over.
the back, Weezer. Get in the back.
Move over.
Get in the back, Weezer. Get in
At
the back.
least move over,
Get in the back.
dude.
He's shedding real bad. You don't want him to be up against you.
Yeah.